The spectacular, epic, action-packed God of War trilogy culminates in an exciting, beautiful and wondrous gaming experience which will have players glued to their seats, sweat pouring from their brows and fingers aching from unrelenting and unforgiving button mashing in God of War 3. The new God of War, which has been reviewed on this channel, has taken the franchise and its main protagonist, Kratos, into a new realm of Norse folklore, with new gameplay mechanics and a new art direction and style. Yet despite that being a very positive step for the franchise as a whole, it has lost something in the transition. For there is a sense of grandioseness in God of War 3 that is achieved through a combination of an incredible art style and a use of scale, a feature that exists within the whole of the original trilogy. The way that at times the camera pulls away from Kratos' character model, showing large and expansive ideas of environment leading into the distance. God of War 3 retains the idea of scaling, but contrasts that with enclosed corridors and more confined spaces, all the while delivering on the beautiful Greek mythology-inspired art direction with wondrous use of colour, metallic and glossy materials, and earthy stone-based ideas. It still remains an extremely aesthetically pleasing game to observe. Of course, what largely makes any of the God of War games such a memorable experience is the main protagonist, the god of absolute anger and rage himself, Kratos. Right from the very first time we were introduced to him in the original God of War, within minutes we learn everything we need to know.
The gods of Olympus have abandoned me. Now there is no hope.
Kratos' relentless anger and rage is in full effect in this final chapter of the original trilogy, the consequences of which have resounding effects on the game's overall story, a story that builds upon and delivers on everything that was established in God of War and God of War 2. Having not played the game in a few years, this reviewer had quite forgotten the ending and relished reliving it. Drenching the whole experience in a veil of mystical, epic and celestial music is the original soundtrack created by Gerard Marine, Chris Velasco, Ron Fish, Mike Reagan and Jeff Ronner. It really elevates the game to epic heights. Initially, it may take some time getting used to the fixed camera angle, isometric viewpoint that God of War 3 Remastered still retains, as opposed to Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, which freed up camera movement within its remaster. It may also initially be quite frustrating, but as the game continues it becomes increasingly clear that this is essential to provide the player with the experience that God of War 3 is, for it is through the use of field of view that the game often delivers on those jaw-dropping epic scale moments. Gameplay-wise, the game is so much fun to play, with Kratos able to utilise a whole range of varying abilities which are all upgradable via the red orbs that he earns through killing enemies and also that he can collect from chests. Grabbing an enemy and using them as a battering ram never gets old. Breaking up the enemy bashing and boss fights are various puzzles and the search for special chests, which contain collectible items that allow you to upgrade your health, magic and rage ability. Terence C. Carson as Kratos heads a stellar voice cast that all deliver wonderful performances which immerse the player into the mythical world of God of War. God of War 3 still remains one of the most epic, wonderful and rewarding gaming experiences that you can play.